Alan Drennan, co-founder of Cordoniq. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Thank you, and thank you for having me here today. I
Yes.
appreciate this. It's been a really great show that we've had. Well, Cordoniq is a what we developed with Cordoniq is a synchronous collaboration.
Sorry, 1 second. Is your microphone on? Okay, it just seemed a little low. Should we
Start over. Test.
Okay,
Just
cool.
got to keep it here.
Sorry. One last take. Just had to make sure. Sorry. One more here?
Cordoniq.
Okay. Cordoniq. Alan Drennan, co-founder of Cordoniq. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate this. We are at the show for the first time. Actually, it's one of the first times we've actually shown our technology. Cordoniq, what we have developed at Cordoniq is an AI-powered synchronous video collaboration platform, and this platform is sort of like it's a synchronous environment where you can do whiteboarding and annotation. You can do video meetings, so it's similar to some of the things that you might have been used that I will not name over the past 5 years or more. But we've developed ours from the ground up over a period of years. And specifically, what we do is we connect the AI world to the synchronous meeting world. And so we have a solution that allows these two things to work collaboratively with one another. And that's a short summary of what we do. But yeah, and it's right now what's happening in the space is that we're seeing lots and lots of solutions that are arriving for both. Basically agent technologies. There's various LLMs. There's various, output, AI solutions that are being developed. We are trying to be agnostic to all of these, but bring them into the live meeting experience.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yes. So my first question then, thank you for that. I noticed Cordoniq mentions that you provide AI-enabled video collaboration. Could you explain what that is and what product or services does your company provide?
Thank you. Yes, what we do is we don't offer really a retail solution to the public. What we do is we're software engineers, and so we work directly with other companies and organizations to help them build retail solutions with their branding, their labeling, and we implement feature sets that are specific to their requirements that might involve the collaborative elements of a meeting with the AI elements that we would need in the modern time for data retrieval or teacher assistance in meetings or avatar-enabled meetings. And so these are the kind of things that we build around this collaboration platform. And then we license that technology as we customize it to individual companies and organizations that we work with.
I love that. People can kind of customize it with their own branding. Everyone wants a little touch of personalization.
Exactly. It's sort of like having a Zoomish type of solution, but have your own version of it that's branded, labeled, and we'll even incorporate, if the customer has their own portals and their own web environments that they've created, into the user experience, so that they aren't bouncing between one platform and another platform just to get the synchronous and collaborative video meeting and interactivity that they're looking for within their solution.
I love that. I love that so much. So then, on that note, like Cordoniq focuses on the input side of multimodal AI as opposed to output. Could you explain the difference and why it's important?
Yes, it's interesting because there is a lot of work being done on the output side, which is where everybody's seen, there's avatars, there's image generation, which is a little scary technology, right?
Yeah.
Or there's I saw voice acting here as well, where there's a lot of voice output. So a lot of people are focusing on the output side of AI multimodal, whether it's imaging, video, audio, speaking, and text-to-speech, what's human-like text-to-speech, which is great, and is fundamental to solving a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
But there's been a real gap in the marketplace, we feel, in the input side of things. And so it's being able to take data in real time from multiple camera sources, being able to take it from microphone sources and audio input sources or environmental data sensors, imaging and documents, and whether it's a collection of information that people have that's related to PDFs or PowerPoints and whatever it may be, and be able to feed it into their LLMs and their agent models in real time. So there's been a lot of work done on the batch level feeding, where people have a collection of information and they will load it up into their LLM, or they will transcribe a meeting when it's over with. But what there hasn't been in the space is a lot of real-time interconnectivity, where when the video's happening or when the conversation is occurring, the LLM is absorbing it and processing it in real time. And, and inside of meetings, this can be very important, because you may have 20 people attending a meeting, and data needs to come from not only 20 people that are in the meeting, but also from independent sources that might be outside of that physical environment.
Yeah, real-time data is always such a pain point for so many. So that sounds really useful. What are some practical examples of how multimodal AI and video collaboration that can be applied to solve real-world problems?
You know, it was funny, just about 5 minutes ago before I walked up on stage here, I was talking to a group of high school students that had come out here, and I was like, wow, that's great that someone would fly from the high school to get to understand AI better and what's going on in AI. I need that for my kids too. And my daughter's in middle school right now, and she struggles with mathematics quite a bit, and of course she comes to Dad a lot and says, "Can you help me with this problem?" And and Dad, I got my ego. I got to still understand my 7th grade mathematics, which frankly sometimes escapes me. And of course she's in advanced placement, so she's doing pre-algebra, and so here we are, asking questions. And so one thing that we've been able to do is, for me personally with the platform, is I've been able to help fine-tune the intelligence of the platform using these kind of scenarios. So she'll jump into a meeting on the platform, and the AI assistant will come up, and it's live in the meeting, and she can hold her assignment up to the camera and say, "I'm struggling with question 7 here. Can you walk me through how to derive this, but don't give me the answer?" So she verbally say this to the actual meeting experience.
Okay.
And then it will come back and say, "Oh, sure, you need to add this, and you need to consider doing this part of the mathematics, and you need to move the X to the other side, and with that, and then it'll go, okay, this can help me solve this problem." So it gives her that instant feedback when she's in this live meeting experience that helps her resolve the issue. And we've done this this can be done not just with math, but there's whiteboarding capabilities within the platform, so you can just scribble on the screen with a stylus and say, "I got this problem. Can you help me with it?" And that's works for not just mathematics. We can use it for a variety of type of technologies. So it's not just a one-to-one technology, right? It's you could have like 7 people in that same meeting having that same experience at the same time.
Amazing. 2 things come to mind. This will be so useful because I'm terrified of teaching math to people, and I hear that these days, like, the same math that we knew is not how it's being taught today. So that's useful. But also, what I loved about your story is that your daughter said, "Don't give me the answer, help me think through it." And I think that's what you're doing a good job teaching your daughter.
Trying.
That's what we need to be teaching the audience, everyone in the world, to prevent AI slop, right? Don't just give me the answer, help me think through it. So I really love that.
It's one of those great solutions. We were saying, what are other possible solutions? There's all sorts of things we're working on. We're working on a scenario with a potential client who traditionally has been doing how to train on engine repair in the field, right? So he goes out, does classes on repairing motors underneath hoods, and what they're talking about doing is they want to go out there with a live instructor that gives the class, but it's very expensive to fly people to the destination, so they want to do it virtually. And the challenge, though, is that every one of these engines is different. They have different part numbers and everything, so they want to bring AI with them with a camera and have a live meeting where they can not only have students that come into the class virtually,
point at it,
right, which lowers the operating costs, but also can have AI present live in the meeting to say, what is this part number, or what is this, and how do I connect this thing to this part of the engine? So it's recalling data as well.
Amazing. I love that. Wow. I have one more last question for you. So We noticed that your company literature speaks to secure AI and protecting privacy. How exactly is Cordoniq helping government and other private organizations secure their collaboration?
It's a good question. Excuse me. One of our biggest customers is Progressive Expert Consulting out of New York. And what they've been doing over the years is they provide foreign language training to the Department of Defense. And so they, at one point, were running the largest language training school in all of the Department of Defense. And the synchronous portions of their technology is our engine and our technology. And a part of that was being able to do meetings remotely and doing them over VPNs and doing them, but most importantly, being able to do it securely, because besides the National Guard being a customer of the Special Operations Command, so the people who are sometimes oversee covertly learning languages so that they can operate in hostile environments, have to know how to speak these languages, but they can't do this over the public internet.
Right.
And so what we offer is the ability to implement all of these capabilities on-prem, if the customer wants that, secured behind VPNs that meet the high degree military Pentagon level security requirements. And that means that, if you record a meeting, the data can't be in the cloud, or if you share content or documents or PowerPoints or whatever you're doing in these meetings, that information can't be traversing the public internet. So there's a whole different level of security that's required that we provide. And we've been, like I said, we've been doing it for the Department of Defense for quite some time, which is one of the reasons we're here at GovAI. But this is the first time we're actually showing the technology outside of the government at a show for the purpose of introducing the commercial sectors to what it would be like if they had synchronous, multimodal video collaboration as part of their product suite.
Yeah, no, I love that so much. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time and for this answering your questions.
No, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. This was great.